Hello everyone. In my last video, we talked about the FSR4 on 6000 series cards, and we did a lot of testing on my 6950 XT. We concluded that FSR4 with DLSS inputs via OptiScaler wasn't necessarily very good because of ghosting, and FSR natively had too much shimmering and artifacting and wasn't playable. And I did a lot of testing, took me most of the day, and I improved a little bit on the sheet afterwards. I have made a quality check, and this is, of course, my objective opinion of the quality. I don't have any software to actually check any of this, so this is just me looking at it when I'm playing or rewatching the videos. But after I did this video, I went over to ancient gameplays.
Hello guys, Ancient Gameplays, I'm Fabio Pisco and welcome to my channel.
Yep, Fabio, and in one of his comments to the video, in one of his videos, a guy said that you could use an old driver, 23.9.1, which was the last driver before the 7000 series was released. And this version of the driver actually supports int8. And that is what we use to translate the FP8 into 7000 series. So this actually means that we can run FSR4 on 6000 series with this old driver. AMD quickly took the driver down from the download sites, but it was still possible to download it from the patch notes. So I went and installed it. And see, the old driver. And lo and behold, it actually works. It really do work. It's not as good as you could expect, but it's really, really good quality. I did a lot of tests. I also did some tests on XeSS to see how the results of that was, because a lot of people said, why not just use XeSS? And I always thought it was a little bit worse, but they said it was much better. So I tested that too, and we'll come back to the sheet later. But first, I think we should jump into the game and see what kind of result we have now. And we can see now we have FSR4 here, and we also have FSR4 in the OptiScaler. So this is native FSR4 on 6950 XT, and you can see it is actually working, and it's looking pretty good. The bush is still bad, but it's in all settings. And the brown bush is also reasonably okay. There is no more shimmering. The lights, grass, the boards still have a little tiny bit, but it's not very noticeable. And through the grate up there, it's also really good. And the billboard, also no shimmering now, which is very, very surprising. What we do, on the other hand, is we do take a little bit hit on the FPS, as you can see. It's like 15-18%. Still have some flickering on this light, not much. The banner over there is reasonable. Shimmering over here is also almost non-existent, and all that shimmering over here is gone. Let's go and see how the stripes on the ground are looking. Do have some bending of the stripes, but I think one can live with that as long as it's not too much. The ground looks really awesome, almost no noise now. The new denoiser must be very good.
Another day, another dollar.
It's a little bit of noise in the background, but it's really playable now.
We're fucked over here.
Try and run back. does look really good. Good test now will be the water. Yep, this one. You remember this one? This was very, very bad. Look how crisp it looks now. Very good reflections. And we don't even have ray tracing on. It looks pretty solid. I would say this is pretty good. It looks promising, at least for 7000 series at least. Because if AMD wanted to, they could implement it right now. In the driver it seems so. The SDK kit supports it. It could be done. And it could also be done for 6000 series. And I actually think it would be a very good idea for AMD to do it. I think it would be better for AMD to actually have people on their cards. Because if people go and buy a new graphic card, statistics say that 70% of those will go and buy an NVIDIA card. And then they're not on the AMD platform anymore. So I think it would be better to support the existing cards and have them on this platform and service them, and the next time they have to buy a new graphic card, you would be more inclined to actually buy a new AMD card. And I think they should also hurry up, because people will change graphic card from 6000 series to an NVIDIA card instead, and they will go out and buy a 5070 or something. But this looks so crisp. Also, the lines, there's no blurriness or anything. It looks very good. But let's see what happens if we turn on DLSS Super Resolution. Let's give it a second to kick in. A little more stable. And you can see we get a little more FPS. A lot more actually. Where we had some 80s or something, we have over 100 now. The bush is still bad, but this is not noticeably different. Lights are still not flickering. Grass is not flickering. I can't tell, but I think maybe the image quality is maybe... I think it's the same. Maybe very little percentage better, but no flickering through the gray. Tree is fine. Billboard is fine. Let's take a look on the run. Lights are much better. There's no flickering at all now. The banner is much the same. Flickering is also almost not noticeable there on the grass. How are the lines on the ground now? Yeah, almost no bending. How's the knives on the ground here?
What do I do now?
It's very nice. All pretty much the same. I think maybe a little better, but not much. Almost indistinguishable.
Another day, another dollar.
Now all the PCs have gone. Can we make them appear again?
Hey, you!
Yeah, this is a really strange thing with this game. NPCs just popping in and out. Now they were there. And now they're gone again. It's a really strange game, but this is the game, this is not the driver's fault. But as you see, it's very much the same. I think this looks very promising for the future of the driver and the cards, especially 6800 XT and up. I think they could really benefit from this, and I think AMD should service those people. They have bought these really good expensive cards, and maybe only 2 years ago, and I think they deserve to have good drivers. But what happens if we change it to FSR 3.1? You can see we do get a lot more frames now. 130 now, where we had 90 with FSR4. And the quality, it's still really good. I think I have slight more shimmering on the brown bush. The other bush is, I think, a little bit worse, but if you don't have a lot of this kind of foliage in the game, I think this would be very good. The wooden boards are a little worse, and the roof plates still have that shadow flickering. It's good in the grade, and it's nice also on the side. Billboard is also good. Little bit of flickering here, and still a little bit there. But it's very minimal. It still looks good. No flickering up there. Banner looks much the same. A little bit more over there at the grass. I think it's. You notice it now when you just see it. There's some there and some there, and a little bit with the shades over here, but it's not very much. It's a little bit, just a little bit. How are the stripes now? The stripes are okay. I still notice there's something, but it's pretty good. How's the noise in the ground? The noise is much worse now. You can see.
Another day, another
Also see
dollar.
this looks much more like water now on the other side.
We're fucked over here.
So it's noticeably worse. But we do get a lot more frames. A lot more frames actually. 20, maybe more frames per second on average. I calculated 15 to 18 in my tests over all the resolutions. So is it worth that many frames? I don't think so. I don't think so personally. But if you had native int 8, like in the 7000 series, I don't think you would lose as much using FSR4. We should take a quick look at XeSS. We still have high settings. And something you should notice here is when you run XeSS, there is no native DLLA or TAA. The best quality is ultra quality, and it is not ultra, it is upscaled 77%. So it's not native like the others, so you would probably notice more FPS in this setting, but it is not the same setting as AMD and Intel. So it's a little bit cheating, and there's not much difference from this to quality. Just mind that it's not much. But we will do it at quality because it's 66% like everything else in these tests. We will go in now and we will change it in here too. Change our scaler. And we have XeSS on it. So FPS is a little bit worse, but not a lot. Picture quality is still really good. You can see there is a little bit with the lights up at the billboard now. The tree is not flickering too great, and the tree on the side is good. There is a little bit with the grass here, right? Yeah, a little bit, not much. Wooden boards, and this is also pretty much the same. The bush is worse, and I think the brown bush is much the same too. Let's take it for a run. There was a little bit of spiky flickering on this, wasn't it? A little bit. I think we would see it if it was dark. I think it would be more noticeable, but not very much. I wouldn't notice it if I didn't know it was there. It's the same. How about that guy would just move away? It's a little bit better than FSR 3.1 at least. And there is still slight flickering over here. Same as FSR 3.1. Let's go look at the stripes on the ground. there's also a little bit of bending there.
What will I do now?
This would also be noticeable when you look at the sky ceiling, skybox. You would, in some games, see these stripes too all over the place, and I think that's really just annoying. I really hate that. But how's the noise? The noise is worse. Or the same, or maybe a little bit better than FSR3, but worse than both FSR4 and FSR4 with DLSS inputs.
Another day, another dollar.
And this is really good standing still, but as soon as we move, it's the same as FSR3, I think.
We're fucked over here.
I haven't noticed any ghosting, really. No ghosting. On any of them, actually.
What will I
I
do
think-
now?
I think this quality is about the same as FSR 3.1. Don't see much. I see a lot more. I don't know if you noticed it. There's a lot more pop-ins when we run back. Then we come running, and then some shadow over here pops up, and something there pops up, and something over here pops up, and something there, and a shadow here. And there's something that's always catching my eye when I'm doing XeSS. And it doesn't happen as much in FSR at all, in either of them. So I think that is where it's maybe worse. Let's try to put DLSS inputs here. Still have high settings. And we still have XeSS here. Because this could be something, right? But it's much the same. Figuring the grass has gone down. Boards are not the same. The roof plates are the same. Image quality is much the same. Still something with the lights. No shimmering on the tree. The lights in the tower is also okay. Banner is much the same, right? Maybe a little less. Shimmering is the same. I don't see much difference here.
What will I do
this
now?
This is also the same. I think noise is not better now. It's also the same. I don't see much improvement here. I also think it uses
We're fucked
more.
over here.
We have less FPS, don't we? Not sure. It's minimal, maybe 5 less. I think all these are usable at least. It's better than native FSR3, that's for sure. But we still have pop-ins here. You see, there's something over here, and there's also something in here, and on the table. There was some strangeness when we used the XeSS. But picture quality is much better than FSR3 at least. So over FSR3, I think XeSS is a little better. But if you use OptiScaler and you can use the DLSS inputs, I think FSR3 is better. So let's go back to the sheet. Let's look at the results. Because I have made a little mistake down here because it still says I copy pasted, so it's wrong. It is with 23.9.1, so it's just I didn't fix it. We have FSR4. And you can see we do have a lot less FPS now in average. And FSR4 with DLSS inputs It's a little better actually. We have a little bit better 1% lows. So I think I would prefer FSR4 with DLSS inputs because we get better response, right? You can also see I've graded this while looking at quality a little bit higher. And if we look up here, I have actually graded FSR3 with DLSS inputs also a little bit better than native FSR. So there is still some shimmering up in the tower. And if you looked at those red lights up on the cranes, they also had shimmering, and there was none of that in the FSR3 with DLSS. If you put DLSS on the FSR4, it becomes much better all over. I think maybe picture quality could be 10, both here and yeah, both here and here, but I'm not quite sure. It should be. I don't have a 50, yeah, GeForce 50 series to test with, but I would imagine the picture quality would be a bit better there, and that would be the gold standard for 10, right? So this is just a precaution. It might not be better at all. This could just be a 10, 10, 10. But I wouldn't give it 10 if NVIDIA's card was actually better quality. So now let's look at the XeSS. You can see I have put a star here because this is not native. You can't compare this and this one to one. You can see it's much, much, much better. You can also see this is not as much better because this is upscaled already, unfortunately. If anything, I should go and set it manually to 77 to see how, but I don't want to do that. So just understand this is not the same settings as this, and then you're good. And these are the settings we're looking at anyway. The high settings, and you can see they are much the same as FSR3 and a lot less, a lot more than FSR4. But quality was reasonable, and you can also see I did score it 31, and I would say that is acceptable. It's better at least than native FSR 3.1. So, and I actually scored this with DLSS inputs, looking through it manually, a little bit worse. So I don't think XeSS is better. I think if you would, I think I would say native FSR. Oh, it is a little better. Native FSI is probably the worst, yeah. There's no doubt about that. But if you take it from the top down, I would say FSR4 with DLSS inputs is the best quality. But the quality is not much worse with FSR3, and you get a lot more frames per second. So I think performance would bump this up above FSR4 with DLSS. So I still think FSR3 with DLSS is the best. I think also this driver is a little bit different than this driver. I think it has better performance, but did I score it the same? I haven't compared it. Yeah, it is much the same. 9898. 989. Yeah, it's the same. So there's no real difference here. How is the FPS? That's the question. Well, it's also much the same. This could just be randomness. But you also see medium has significantly better, right? So I think 25.9.1 is better, and just if you're using OptiScaler, just run. Oh, it was this one here? Just run with the new driver, and then run this. I think this is good enough. I think this is really really nice. So at least in my test, and with my 6950 XT, XeSS is not better than FSR. It's different than FSR for sure. And if you run native FSR, XeSS is probably a little bit better in some ways and worse in others, but it's yeah, it's a toss up. I scored it 1 point apart, so it's really really good. I would think everything in green would be fine. If there's something in red, like the ghosting here, it just ruins the whole experience. I think the big winner here is still FSR3 with DLSS inputs because you get more frame rate, you still get a reasonable quality. And then maybe in some games, maybe some Unreal games, XeSS can be better. I haven't tested every type of game, I've only tested Cyberpunk. So I think it's difficult. I would like to test it out on a 7000 series, like 7800 XT or something, or 7900 GRE. It would also be nice for a mid-tier card. Uh, if anyone has results from the 7900 or 7800 XT, you could maybe share them. You could borrow my sheet if you wanted something to just a template. I would be willing to share it if you had it at least. So I think that's it for now. I think it does something exciting, and I think AMD can do better than OptiScaler and some random guys DLL from the internet on an SDK kit that is not fully done. So I think there's hope for the future. I think when if AMD decides to do it, they will do it better than we can see now, and it will be worth it, even on 6,000 series. I think that. But until then, I think we should just keep using OptiScaler. So take care out there. Give Fabio a like from me, and see you around.